Hi, Trey, are you with us?
Yep, all good. I can hear you.
All right. Morning, Mr. Betchel, you with us? I believe you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
All right.
Good
Hello.
afternoon. Is your name spelled correctly on the screen there? Mr. Betchel?
Yes,
Great. And you are a representative from the Nakatiwa Club, is that right?
correct. I'm the general manager.
Great. Are you expecting anyone else to join us here today?
I am not.
Okay, great. Hi, Emily.
Hello.
Are you sitting in for Trey?
Yeah, I don't know if Trey is joining or not.
Okay. He's back. I think we're ready to start. Mr. Mitchell, we're recording this, and this is being streamed live to YouTube. When we move these to the virtual component, we stream them all live to YouTube to make sure that anyone from the public who has an interest in this case can still attend the hearing.
Okay.
I think we're just about ready to get started. Looks like Trey's having some technical difficulties, but he's been through this initial spiel before, so let's go ahead and get that done, and then we'll move right into talking about this case. So this is the October 6th, 2021 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner for the city of Cincinnati, and I'll preside over this hearing. The case for today is case number ZH20210140. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, they would then have an opportunity to speak after the applicant has presented his case. I will give our zoning department an opportunity to provide any additional testimony. In the event any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to the application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make comments. I may also refuse to consider hearsay testimony or documents. That's generally evidence you want to introduce that consists of statements made by someone who's not present at this hearing. In the event of any technical difficulties or unforeseen circumstances with video conferencing technology, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. We'll do our best to troubleshoot any of those issues on the fly, but if there's something that prevents us from meaningfully going forward, I may continue this. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any comments, asking any questions, doing anything other than just strictly observing, you need to be sworn in. So if you could raise your right hand if that is you. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Okay, Mr. Vetchel, the floor is yours. You want to tell me about the project and why you think these requests for zoning relief are appropriate?
Sure. What we're looking to do is to add a third paddle court to our paddle facility. We currently already have 2 courts in the area. We would be adding a third court that is just on the north side of the 2 existing courts. When the 2 courts were originally put in, the plan was, and I believe it was in 2012, was to put 3 courts in, but due to money for the project falling a little short, the third court was not installed at that time. Now we're planning to go back, and we'd like to add that third court that was originally planned for our paddle court complex.
Okay. And so the new paddle courts where will it be located on the property?
The new paddle court will be located just to the north of the 2 current paddle courts. They'll be basically 3 courts right together. they'll actually share the same walkway in between the courts.
Gotcha. And it looks like this is technically in the front yard of the property. Is that right?
It would be on what is the east side of our clubhouse. So it would be between our clubhouse and Reading Road.
Okay.
It's directly next to our indoor practice facility.
Got it. Okay. Let me give zoning an opportunity to weigh in. Is there anything you zoning would like to add to the staff report?
Just that this, the two previous courts, they're in this exact identical location, were previously approved in ZH 2021-0028. And this is essentially the same location as Mr. Bechtel Bechtel just stated that they're going to be just north of the current existing two courts. As to any adverse effects, I mean, these courts are located about 900 feet from the nearest dwelling to the east, and more than 1,000 feet from the nearest dwelling to the south. As I stated in my staff report, there is already, and as was just referenced by the applicant, there's a large accessory sports building to the south of the court complex. So from that standpoint, this is essentially going to be obscured by the existing building. And as to the east, just note that I noted that it's about 25 to 30 feet lower in topography than the surrounding residential properties. It kind of sits down in a bit of a bowl there, and it's completely surrounded by the golf course. And there are not only trees on the golf course itself, but also mature trees around the perimeter of the property at that point. So it should be quite obscured. And there are no residential properties on that side of the street. It's literally on the opposite side of Reading Road. Like I said, it's down in a topographic bowl and surrounded by a golf course and mature trees to serve as a buffer.
Okay. Emily, anything?
I don't have anything additional. Trey's staff report and his testimony really summarized the city's position.
Great, thank you. Is it Bechtel or Bechtel?
Bechtel.
Bechtel. Mr. Bechtel, are the lights that are going in, are those going to be similar to the lights that already exist for the other courts?
They're identical to the lights that are on the other courts. I believe there's 6, can't remember if it's 4 or 6 that shine down on the court, and they're only on when somebody's actually playing. So they're controlled by a light switch, and they turn them on when they're playing at night, and then they turn them off when they're done.
Gotcha. So the existing lights are the same height as well?
Correct.
Okay. And any concern there that it'll disrupt neighboring property owners?
No, as stated earlier, the distance that the court is from any of our neighbors, and being in the middle of the golf course, you don't even know that if the lights are on, unless you're on our property, you wouldn't even know that they're there.
Okay. Okay, I don't think I have any more questions. Anything else you'd like to say in closing or otherwise, Mr. Bechtel?
No, I think we're just looking forward to getting the project done.
Okay, great. So I'm going to approve this application. I need to formalize that decision in a written decision, and so that usually takes a couple weeks. I will have that out as soon as possible. In the meantime, I think there's, if you haven't applied for permits already, you can start that process, which may save you some time on the back end. But as soon as you have my written decision, you can start working with zoning on the necessary permitting steps going forward. As soon as I finish the decision, I put it into a PDF and I email it to you and to the zoning department. So you all will have it just moments after it's completed, and you'll be good to take the next step.
All right, great. Well, thank you.
Just for the record, David, they are in for permits already, so it should be almost an instantaneous turnover as soon as your decision's rendered.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Trey. Mr. Bechtel, any other questions right now?
No, I don't.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And I will have that decision out to you as soon as possible. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
We're adjourned.
Thank you all.